Hey everyone, just a quick reminder. Only about 25% of you watching are subscribed to the channel. If you're enjoying the content, hitting that subscribe button would really help the channel grow. And while you're at it, smash that like button too. It helps a ton, and lets me know you're enjoying the content. Thanks for being here, and let's dive into the story. Look, I wasn't exactly living my best life. I was 33, unemployed, and recently banned from my favorite Taco Bell for asking if Baja Blast counted as a bath substitute. So when I saw the Craigslist ad, $25 an hour, night watch at ThrillZone Arcade, I thought, heck yeah. Free games, free snacks, and hopefully no witnesses if I cry in the ball pit. My interview lasted 6 minutes. A guy with an eye patch named Doug handed me a sheet of paper, a janitor keyring, and what I pray was a Twizzler. Then he just said, "Follow the rules, or you'll end up like Reggie." I asked, "Who's Reggie?" He just stared at me and whispered, "Rule 7. I didn't even get the rules until my first shift. I walked in, lights flickering, that distinct pizza sock carpet smell slapping me across the face. It was like stepping into a time machine that was powered by expired nacho cheese. At the front desk, taped to a dusty Pac-Man coaster, was the list. ThrillZone Arcade, night staff guidelines. Don't play the racing game with the cracked screen. It doesn't have brakes, and neither will you. If the claw machine drops your prize on purpose, offer it a quarter and back away slowly. Chuck Chompers only moves when you blink. Try not to blink too much. Never ever insert more than 3 tokens in one night. You're not ready for the 4th. If the DDR machine starts playing by itself, do not dance along. The whack-a-mole game will whisper. Ignore it. It's lonely, but it bites. If you see a kid wearing a birthday king crown past midnight, that's Reggie. Do not feed the games after midnight. I laughed out loud. All right, 5 nights at Freddy's. Calm down. I pocketed the list, turned on my Bluetooth speaker, and blasted some dubstep as I leaned back into the glow of the arcade cabinets. This was gonna be the easiest money I ever made. First hour, chill. Played air hockey with myself. Scored 11-0. I am, in fact, a legend. Second hour, ate 6 hot dogs that were probably older than my credit score. No regrets. But around 12:30 a.m., the air changed. The temperature dropped, like someone left the walk-in freezer open. I turned down the music, and that's when I heard it. Clink, clink, clink. Tokens. Dropping. All by themselves. I peeked around the corner and saw it. The claw machine. It was moving on its own. The little claw dropped down, grabbed a plush dinosaur, lifted it halfway, then dropped it like it was trash. Then the prize chute opened by itself. A dusty quarter rolled out and stopped at my feet. "Oh no," I whispered. Rule 2. I picked up the quarter with shaking hands and dropped it back into the coin slot. "Here you go, Mr. Claw. All good. No beef." I backed away like I owed it money. Then I blinked. When I opened my eyes, Chuck Chompers had turned his head. He's the 6-foot-tall animatronic rat mascot of ThrillZone, some awful Chuck E. Cheese knockoff with buck teeth and a cowboy vest. He was supposed to be shut down standing on his stage holding a plastic guitar, but now his glowing red eyes were aimed directly at me. I stepped back. Nope, 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 nope. Rule 3. Chuck Chompers only moves when you blink. I tested it. Blinked fast. His left arm twitched. Blinked twice more. He was now pointing at the DDR machine. "Bro," I muttered. "You better not." That's when the lights dimmed. The DDR machine lit up on its own. "Bum bum bum, get ready to dance!" I nearly pooped myself. The screen displayed, "Challenger approaching, Reaper mode player 2, insert coin." I turned and bolted toward the exit, but the front doors were sealed shut. As in, arcade cabinets had slid in front of them like they'd grown legs and barricaded me in. "Okay," I breathed. "Okay. Chill. You just gotta survive till 6 a.m. This is probably just like a weird PR stunt or a gas leak." I turned back, and Chuck was now halfway off his stage, still pointing at the DDR machine, still grinning, still watching, and from behind me, I heard it, a whisper. One more quarter. There I was, standing in the glowing heart of a haunted arcade at 1:07 a.m., staring down a possessed DDR machine while an animatronic rat named Chuck Chompers pointed at me like I owed him lunch money. The screen pulsed. Player 2, insert coin challenge, Reaper mode, song, Skull Stomper Extreme. Behind me, I heard the whisper again, faint but hungry. One more quarter. I did what any sane man would do. I flipped off the machine and yelled, "I got shin splints and emotional trauma. I'm not dancing for you, demonic Konami knockoff." Chuck Chompers twitched. Then, the DDR machine spit out a single glowing token that bounced across the carpet and landed at my feet. It was hot. Like, spicy hot. Like, why is this arcade token jalapeno-flavored hot? I picked it up, and my thumb started twitching. My body moved without me. I walked over to the platform like I was possessed by the spirit of a middle school dance champion. "All right," I muttered. "Fine. You want a show? You're about to get one." I looked straight at Chuck Chompers, cracked my knuckles, and stepped onto the glowing arrows. Then I shouted, "Crank it to nightmare difficulty, baby. You're messing with Mikey, no scope, Henderson, and I don't miss." Beat dropped. The floor lit up. Arrows flew. The speakers blasted dubstep so intense I could taste colors. I stomped, spun, and accidentally flossed mid-combo. My body hit moves I hadn't done since I was 17 and full of surge and arrogance. I was flying. The machine's screen flashed. Combo X86. Flawless Chuck Chompers' eyes narrowed. Then his animatronic leg twitched. That's when I realized something. He wasn't watching. He was learning. With each stomp I did, Chuck started mimicking the steps. He stepped off his stage, hit a perfect triple arrow, and his cowboy hat did a 360 spin on its own head. "Oh no," I gasped. "He's about to pop-lock me into the shadow realm." Suddenly the lights flickered, the speakers cut out, and every screen in the arcade went black, except one. The old racing cabinet with the cracked screen. Its CRT buzzed to life. On the screen, static. Then a photo of me, mid-dance, mid-sweat, looking like a sweaty boiled chicken nugget. Then the machine spoke in a distorted voice. "Warning, Rule 1, broken." My stomach dropped. Rule 1, don't play the racing game with the cracked screen. It doesn't have brakes, and neither will you. "But I'm not playing it," I shouted. The screen zoomed in on my dumb dancing face. Then, "Racing initiated. You're already playing." And the floor beneath the DDR pad dropped. I screamed like a boiled bag of ravioli as the entire platform descended, lowering me into some kind of secret basement tunnel lit by black lights and lava lamps. Chuck followed. His animatronic feet clunked on the steel stairs as he moonwalked down behind me. The tunnel smelled like cheese, ghosts, and one of those old birthday cakes that never gets thrown away. It led into a secret room filled with busted games, melted pizza, and a locked cabinet labeled Quad Dance Mode. The DDR pad restarted under my feet. New challenger, Chuck Chompers. Song, Cheese Inferno 3000 Battle Mode. Only one gets out. "Oh, this is so rigged," I muttered. Chuck raised his rat arms. "Ready. Fight." And then, we danced. I mean full-on dance battle. I hit a backflip combo. He hit a triple spin. I dabbed. He did the worm. I did the Carlton. He twerked. The rat twerked. It was the most terrifying moment of my life. Mid-song, I looked up and saw the final arrow set forming. The last combo was insane. 32 steps. Impossible. Unless I used a fourth token. I reached into my pocket and felt it. The forbidden coin. Rule 4. You get 3 free game tokens per night. Never use a fourth. I hesitated, but Chuck was winning. And if he won, I had the sinking feeling I'd be trapped here forever. Or worse, turned into another mascot. So I did it. I screamed, "For my mom's basement," and I jammed the fourth token into the machine. Everything stopped. The lights went out. The music died. The only thing I could hear was breathing. Mine and Chuck's. Only now. He wasn't on the DDR pad. He was right behind me. You ever feel hot animatronic breath on your neck? No? Then you've clearly never broken Rule 4 at ThrillZone Arcade. I stood frozen on the DDR pad, drenched in sweat and nacho regret, heart pounding louder than a dubstep drop at a Mountain Dew convention. Behind me, Chuck Chompers inhaled like a greasy furnace. I could hear the servos in his jaw twitching. One false move and I was going to be the main course at his birthday pizza buffet of doom. I turned around slowly, expecting to see a murder rat mid-scream. But instead he just stood there, grinning, holding out a birthday hat. I blinked. Huh? He placed the hat gently on my head and whispered in a voice like two blenders grinding meat, "Welcome to bonus mode." Before I could say I want a refund, the lights turned red. The secret room began to rumble, and from the back wall an old arcade cabinet burst out like it had been summoned by dark tokens and expired pepperoni. It was labeled Soul Snatcher 2, Death Patch, Top Score, Birthday King. "Oh no," I whispered. "That's gotta be Reggie." Rule 7 flashed in my brain like a PTSD fire alarm. If you see a kid wearing a Birthday King crown past midnight, that's Reggie. And just like that, a small voice behind me said, "It's my turn." I turned around and screamed, because there he was, a pale, wide-eyed kid in an ancient party hat, holding a balloon that said, "You're next," written in ketchup, or blood, or both. "Chuck said you were good," Reggie said, voice glitching like a broken Pokemon cartridge. "Let's see how good." The Soul Snatcher cabinet powered on, its screen glowing purple-black like a bruise on the universe. The joystick moved on its own. New game, 2-player mode. Winner leaves, loser stays. Forever. I looked at Chuck. He was now wearing sunglasses and spinning a pizza like a DJ turntable. That was not comforting. Reggie sat at player 1. I had no choice. I sat at player 2. And the second I grabbed the joystick, I felt my soul yank forward like I'd just fast-traveled to Hades. The game wasn't a game. We were in it. Suddenly, I was standing in a pixelated graveyard, holding a shovel and wearing nothing but jorts. Reggie was across from me in full necromancer armor, with a cape made of Chuck E. Cheese tickets. A deep voice boomed overhead. "Battle commence!" Reggie launched a spell. I got hit in the face with a giant flaming beanie baby. "What is happening?" I screamed. I tried every move I could think of. Jump, block, Fortnite dance. But nothing worked. My health bar was almost gone. I was one combo away from becoming permanent pizza topping. Reggie floated toward me, his eyes glowing like microwave buttons, and whispered, "Time to lose, Mikey, no scope." But then I remembered the one thing that always worked back in high school, the secret move. I hit the Konami code on the joystick. Up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, boom. My character transformed into a giant Mountain Dew can, with guns for arms. "Cheat code activated," the game roared. Reggie gasped. "That's impossible." I launched a full-power code red barrage, and his health bar exploded into confetti. His pixelated body evaporated with a final scream of, "I never got my pizza party!" The screen went black. I snapped back into reality, blinking on the arcade floor like I'd just had a seizure in a Hot Topic. Chuck was gone. So was Reggie. The Soul Snatcher cabinet now displayed my name as top score. I looked around. Silence. Until the intercom crackled above me and Doug's voice said, Hey, you okay down there, champ? Thought I heard Chuck hit dance rage." I stared at the camera. "Doug, I fought a possessed kid and used a soda gun to win a demon video game." Long pause. "Ah, so you broke Rule 4. Got it. Well, You've only got an hour left. Just don't break Rule 8. I looked down at my hand. In it was a handful of arcade tokens, and my stomach started growling. My hands were shaking. My chest was heaving. My sweat had sweat. I had just survived a haunted video game, outdanced a twerking animatronic rat, and outgamered the literal ghost of a child. But now I had a bigger problem. I was starving. I looked down at the tokens in my hand. They were warm, too warm, like they'd just come out of an eldritch slot machine run by Gordon Ramsay's evil twin. That's when I heard the sound. Growl. Not from my stomach. From the skee-ball machine. I turned and saw it. Skee-ball machine number 6. The lights flickered. The display read, "Feed. Me." Then one of the balls rolled out of the chute on its own. It had teeth. "Oh, nope," I said, backing up. But the hunger, it was like something in the air. It made my stomach fold in on itself like a haunted soft taco. My mouth was dry. I was craving pizza, beef jerky, maybe drywall. I didn't even care anymore. That's when Rule 8 slapped itself across my brain. Do not feed the games after midnight. Easy rule, right? Wrong. Because suddenly every game cabinet in ThrillZone began to turn toward me, like a slow, mechanical exorcism. The screens lit up one by one. Feed me. Insert. Token. Hungry. Mikey looks delicious. I started backing away, but the floor turned slippery. Greasy, like old pizza grease had been sweating through the carpet. Behind me, the snack bar lit up. The nacho cheese machine turned itself on and began bubbling like a cauldron of doom. And standing behind it was Chuck Chompers. Only now he looked different. His hat was gone. His eyes were glowing red and yellow like a McDouble of rage. And he held a hot dog. A cursed one. He raised it to his snout, sniffed, and whispered, "You owe us tokens. Or meat." "Dude, I am meat," I yelled. "Premium gamer-grade meat, with low reflexes and heartburn." He stomped forward. Games started chanting, I'm not joking. Chanting. "Tokens or tongue. Tokens or tongue." I did what any brave man would do. I panicked. I reached into my pocket, pulled out a Slim Jim I had stolen earlier, and threw it at Chuck like a peace offering. He caught it, sniffed it, and hissed, "This is expired." And then the skee-ball machines started rolling toward me, like tanks. I bolted, slipping on grease and regret, ducking under a Time Crisis cabinet that shot a plastic bullet at me like it was mad I beat level 3 in 2007. I made it to the prize counter. Behind it sat a dusty old snack, a vending machine burrito, wrapped in foil. Ancient, mysterious, probably illegal. It whispered to me, "They want food? Give them me." I didn't ask questions. I grabbed the burrito, sprinted to the center of the arcade, and screamed, "Dinner's served, ye glitchy garbage pails." Then I chucked that bad boy like a grenade into the air. It hit the DDR machine. Silence. Every cabinet froze. Chuck Chompers looked up and caught the burrito. He sniffed it, licked it, and said, "My favorite." He took one bite, and immediately his face short-circuited. His eyes rolled back. Sparks flew. The burrito must have been too haunted. Burrito was cursed. He choked. Then he exploded. Like full Michael Bay boom, shredded tickets and melted animatronic rat chunks flying everywhere. The game machines screamed, cabinets shorted out, lights burst, and then darkness. 1 minute later, the emergency lights kicked on. The machines were dead. Chuck was smoking rat bits. And I was laying on the floor covered in grease, foil, and the smell of evil cheddar. The intercom crackled. Doug's voice came through, casual as ever. "So, you fed the games, huh? Well, at least they're full. See you for shift 2? When the smoke cleared, I sat up slowly, groaning like a busted Game Boy. Chuck Chompers was a pile of fried servos and molten cheese. The arcade was still. No chance, no creepy Reggie. Just the smell of scorched pizza and one suspiciously uncooked Slim Jim rolling across the floor. I survived. I, Mikey, no scope. Henderson, survived the most cursed night in ThrillZone history. I staggered to my feet, walked to the front doors, now magically unblocked, and just as I reached for the handle, the doors locked. Again. Then the arcade lights flickered back on. Every cabinet rebooted. The Soul Snatcher screen lit up with a new message. Final round loading. Secret boss unlocked. The chuckening begin? YN. No, I said out loud. But the carpet shifted beneath me like a treadmill of nightmares, dragging me back to the center of the arcade, where the prize zone stage now glowed with satanic Chuck E. Cheese energy. From the smoke, rising like a phoenix made of rat parts and vengeance, Mega Chuck. He was 12 feet tall, cobbled together from old skee-ball parts, claw machine arms, and DDR pads for feet. His eyes flickered like busted Wi-Fi, and he held a melted joystick like a scepter. "You fed me burrito," he growled. "Now I feed. On you." I whipped out my phone. Dead. I checked my pockets. 3 tokens left. No Slim Jims. Just lint and pocket nacho dust. Chuck lunged. I dove behind the old Street Fighter cabinet and screamed, "If I die, I'm haunting you with lag." That's when I saw it. Behind the counter, the employee reset key. A giant novelty key labeled, "Master Reset, do not use unless you really messed up." I had definitely messed up. I sprinted, dodging a flying skee-ball, juking a pinball machine that growled, and slid across the floor like a greasy Tom Cruise. Chuck screamed in animatronic rage and launched tickets at me like razor confetti. I grabbed the key. Chuck roared, "That key isn't for you, mortal." "Neither is this job, bro," I yelled. I stabbed the key into the prize zone console. Everything froze. Chuck mid-lunge. Games mid-blink. Even the lava lamp behind the counter paused mid-bubble. Then, system reset in 3, 2, 1. Boom. White flash. Silence. Then, morning light through the windows. Birds chirping. No sign of Mega Chuck, haunted kids, or hungry skee balls. I stood in the middle of the arcade, dazed and covered in confetti and cheese shrapnel. Everything looked brand new. Cabinets sparkled. The air smelled like normal pizza. And my soul didn't feel like it wanted to crawl out my body anymore. The front doors swung open. Doug walked in sipping a latte. "Hey, champ. Survived your first night?" I stared at him, slack-jawed. "Doug, what the heck kind of job is this? I just fought a 12-foot-tall Chuck Rat Voltron and fed a burrito to a cursed dance machine." Doug shrugged. "Yeah, Tuesdays are weird. You coming back tomorrow?" I blinked. "Are you high?" Doug grinned. "You get free tokens after your second week. Plus, you've unlocked our employee break room." He handed me a keycard that read, "Level 2, Basement Lair Access." I looked at the glowing arcade, the prize wall, and the DDR machine still gently smoking. Then I smiled. "Doug, make that burrito room temperature, because Mikey No Scope Henderson is coming back." Game over. Or is it?